It's recording. Good morning. I'm back with another video. I lost sight of some of the most important things that were going on. You know, you do something on the left hand side and something happens on the right hand side. And sometimes two or three things happen on the right hand side. And you know that what you're doing on the left hand side is to solve the problem that you had on the right hand side. So, as many of you know, I was alarmed a couple of weeks ago. My sales had crashed, and I'd slowly watched my orders go down and down and down to the point where it became unacceptable, unbearable, unacceptable and unbearable. I had to do something, and I was forced into action. And one of the symptoms of my one of the symptoms of what was going on at the time was that I was receiving a lot of cancelled orders, two or three a day in some cases. I never used to have it when I did free postage, and I put it down to moving to paid postage and charging too much for it, or charging the actual price for the postage, to a recovery price. And I lived with it for about 6 weeks. Every time it happened in the early days, I didn't tell my father because I thought I didn't want to not upset him, but yeah, upset him because he'd go off on one for 10 minutes, trying, asking loads of questions. Why did they cancel? I said, I don't know. You drop me the phone number, you can ring them up and ask them, that kind of thing. And I got to the point where I started asking the customers why they were cancelling, and the answers were coming back. It had nothing to do with the price. It was various reasons. I did it by genuine mistake, mate. Genuine mistake. I bought it by mistake. That kind of answer I was getting back. And so when I decided to move to 348, something happened. The cancellation stopped, and I just took it for granted. I just moved on. But yesterday I realised that I hadn't had any cancellations. So that's a real big positive. Those cancelled orders that I was receiving, it was lost revenue, lost profit. So I'm really pleased to report that there's no more cancellations. And bearing in mind that there's 2/3, maybe even more, of my listings still have a 48 postage, and I'm still charging for it. I moved in at 99p, a real low price. I moved it up to 129. I should be charging 180 to recover the price, but I'm just allowing it to eat into the profit that I had on the product. But what I'm seeing is quite a few multiple purchases, and every multiple purchase is delivering a profit. And now I'm starting to see sales come through for the ones that I switched to free post. And as I march through the ones that I left where I'm charging 129, I'm switching them over to free post, and they're selling. And I'm selling things that I haven't seen sold for a long time, stuff that I'd completely forgot about. And yesterday I managed to switch about 40 listings, so it looks like I can do about 30 to 40 in an afternoon. And when I've got all my orders out, usually finish about 2 o'clock, something like that. And then I'm at it till about 6, 7, 7:30 in the evening. You kind of burn out; it becomes repetitive and boring. But there isn't much work involved in this. It's just a matter of going into each listing, switching the postage to the free profile, and then putting in the new prices, which I have to work out on a spreadsheet beforehand. But it doesn't take me too long because everything's already there. I just need to change the postage and increase my prices, and done. In some cases, I'm just breaking even because I'm using it as a loss leader price, a sprat to catch a mackerel. So that's good. So this morning I thought, well, what's happening on my metrics? So I went and had a look at the dashboard, and everything's turned green except one item. My impressions are still down, but they're up, but they're down as a percentage compared to the previous month. I remember a time when I was getting 15 million plus impressions a day. Is it a day? Or no, the run rate was 15 million. It always looks back 30 days, doesn't it? So I was getting about an average of 15 million, and it went down to under 3 million last week. Something like 30-40% decrease. Now it's changed. It's all gone green. It's up. It's at 3.3 million impressions, and it's on its way up. All the other metrics are green. which is, a symptom of the changes that I'm making. It's that the metrics are really important. I never used to look at them. I couldn't be bothered with them. Why would you want to bother with them when you're getting sales? You're getting sales, and you're more concerned about getting them out. And after a day of picking, packing, and dispatching, you're glad when you got to the last one, it's over and done with. Because it can be quite intense at times, especially if you've oversold something and you have to stop to place an order with your wholesaler in the hope of getting the order the following day. And it always depends on when you place the order. If you place the order before 1 o'clock, for sure you're going to get it the next day. And of course, you could run out on a Friday, which means you didn't get it to a Monday. So there's always a bit of anxiety there of late deliveries, and which is another metric, a metric of to retain your top TRS status, your top rated seller status. But anyway, that's all positive. So the pressure's off big time. I know I've made the right decision. Which brings me on to this question. The reason why I used to do free 24 was because when I first started, eBay said their marketing said that you get 5% more views if you provided fast and free, fast 24 postage and make it free. And I always read those kind of tips from corporate entities as instructions, directives. That's what they're telling you to do. That's what they want you to do in order for you to succeed. Why else would they say it? I remember that they said that their research showed that buyers wanted it fast and free. They wanted the item fast, because in those days, some people would sell stuff and they wouldn't bother sending it for a week because there was no controls, and people that used to do that. So there was always a delay in them receiving the item, and of course they don't like paying postage. They just don't. And so I was an early adopter of it. When I first started, I was doing it at a second class plus. So yeah, it was second class postage. Stamps, I used to go to the post office and buy stamps, second class stamps, and I'd stick them on, and that was it. That's how I'd do it. I'd go down to the post box and post them off. And then in time, I started to realise that I was getting these people holding back that weren't paying, and what they were waiting for is for me to send them a revised invoice. So I went on to free postage, and a benefit of that was I didn't realise that people would buy more than one item. And when they did, when they began to buy one, I remember sitting in my bedroom working out on a calculator, thinking, hold on, what's happened here? And then I realised the impact that absorbing the postage and having it included in the price, how it benefits you when they buy several items. If you don't understand what I'm on about, work it out, do the maths. If you're a buyer on eBay, the cheapest way to buy is the price plus the postage and ask for a revised invoice. But if you're buying free post and you're buying, say, 10 items of that, you're going to overpay big time, unless there's a multi-buy discount on it. But even then, you're going to overpay. But that's what buyers want. They want it fast and free. And so that's the model I'm working on now. I shouldn't have changed to paid postage, but I thought it was the right thing to do at the time in order to control the prices, the price rises. But now I realise that when the Royal Mail puts the price up in the future, I'll just go into the free profiles, the free postage profiles, and just add the price of the increase and charge that to the customer, and which will be a very low postage price they'll pay. It'll be the item plus, say, 20p, or say they put it up by 6p, then I'll go in and I'll put it up by every item by 6p postage. So it'll no longer be free, it'll be 6p. And then I'll begin the process of reworking the prices again and transferring them into another profile, a free postage profile. That's how I'll handle it. That way I won't lose out and I won't feel pressured. Because I've been working under that pressure for several years, and in the last 18 months the pressure was too much to bear. The volume of increases was just too much. But now I've got a way around it. I'm very relaxed about it. Because I've got to finish this exercise so that I can get onto listing. I've got so much stuff to photograph. One of the difficulties I've got with photographing is that to do it, I've got to go up there all the time, and I'm not lazy or anything. It's just a bit of a ball ache, so I've got to get everything together, go up there, and the phone might ring while I'm up there, and I've got to come down and answer it or something like that. So I saw, many of you will know about Nick and Andrea, and there was an episode or a video that he put out where one of his followers sent him a little tent or a little light box. I used to have one. It's up there somewhere, but it was a bit too flimsy and bit too large, and I'd got these big lights and everything, and they're up there now. And what I really need is what something like Nick has got, one of those little desktop ones. Because remember, a lot of the stuff I'm selling is small beers, like packet of buttons or something. They're tiny on the palm of your hand. And all I need is something that I can quickly erect here. Maybe I've got a bit of space down the back, and I can just go and click a load of photographs, come to the computer and upload them, and just do it on this level down here. I think that's what I'm going to do when I come back from holiday. And I've got such a lot of stuff to list. I've got so much, and I want to get onto the reselling stuff that I've got. I've got such a lot of direct to get rid of. I've got training shoes, all sorts of things. And with that in mind, to do with that, one of the things that's held me back also is that with eBay, they only allow you to log into one account at a time. I've got 2 accounts. So in order to go and check the other accounts, I have to log out and then log back in. And then you might get an inquiry or something, which means you've got to go back into your other eBay account. And you've got to log out, log back in. It's a ball ache. And sometimes, it's got this label at the top of where you sign in. It says switch accounts. And you switch accounts, sometimes you end up logging back into the account you're trying to log out of. Drives me mad. Anyway, so I kind of realised what I need is another computer. I've got 2 screens at the moment being served by one computer. It allows me to actually, refer to a spreadsheet while I'm working on an eBay page or something like that, or if I want to watch YouTube instead while I'm working away, then I can. But it's not enough. I really need 4 screens because I also like to buy and sell shares, which is another story. And I like to go in. I trade the FTSE iShare, which is the FTSE 100, in what they call an ETF, an exchange traded fund. And of course, you can place an order and have it ticking away in the background. But I want the share price in front of me all the time, because there are times when the price moves and it's the time to get in or the time to get out. And because I'm walking backwards and forwards, I need that share price at face level, height level, which means another screen on top of the 2 that I've got. So I'm going to get, I was going to get, and now I've got, and I'm going to tell you what I've got. I wanted to get another computer, but I haven't got much space, and so I bought a tiny little desk, but it fits on the palm of your hand, a mini computer, very powerful, does everything you want and more. I bought it for me. I've got it at home in my bedroom. It's called a Geekcom, G-E-E, I think it's K-O-M, Geekcom. Chinese, right? But what a great computer for the price. I paid $359 for it. It was discounted then. And I have it at home. As soon as I switch it on, it's on straight away. It's brilliant. Anyway, I decided I'm going to get another one of those Geekcoms for work. And definitely on the top of my wish list. As is, 2 screens. I've got seen I can get a screen for 60 odd quid from PC World Curries. So I need to get 2 screens. That's on the top of my wish list. But yesterday, an advert popped up on Facebook, and it was from Geekcom, and they'd got a sale on, and I bought a mini, and I can't remember what it's called. It's a mini light, but it's perfect for what I want, because I'm not going to do any processing on it. It's just going to be used as a server to present YouTube videos on one screen and the share price on another, and the other screen will allow me to one of them. I've got 4, so I'll have 4 screens, so I can mix and match. But one computer to allow me to log into my second eBay account, and the other computer that I've got for my haberdashery account, so that I can work on both throughout the day without having to log in and log out. Because I'm determined to get that second account going. There's just hardly any sales on it at the moment. I only ever did about £1,000 a month on it anyway. But there's no reason why I can't get that up to several thousand on with doing the reselling stuff. I think anyway. We'll see what happens. So I bought the Geekcom, and I took a picture of it because I was telling a friend. Anyway, they've got it down. They've got it from £359 down to 200, right? But they've also got a further 20% off on the page. It's a voucher, a Google voucher. You copy it and paste it into the checkout, and I got it for 159 quid. I don't know if you can see it. So let's see. Oh, here it is. That's the one I've got at home. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there it is. You can see how small it is. It's quite tiny. It will fit on the palm of your hand. Anyway, that's going to be delivered while I'm on holiday. So that's my tip for today. That's if you're in the market for a little computer. Check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The most important thing is read the reviews, and you'll see that everybody's mighty pleased with it. I am. Great little computer. I really, am really pleased with myself. Use it every day. It's stable and everything. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I've got that was it right. So, yeah, I no more cancelled orders. Sales metrics are bouncing back, and this fast and free thing. Since I've gone on to 48 free, I'm beginning to think that customers aren't bothered about it being fast. They just want it free. They want it free and they want it cheap. I think that's what they want. I think they want it cheap and free, not fast and free. Because if they wanted it fast and free, all those people that buy from me now on this 48 postage, they have the opportunity to upgrade it to first class, and they don't. Maybe it's because I'm too expensive. I'm charging 149 for that, and I think clearly I could bring that price down to 70 pence or 80 pence or something. But we'll see. I'll look at that again because, to be honest with you, the one thing of sending things out to 48, I'm expecting lots of people to be writing in the coming weeks saying, "Where's my order? I haven't received it." That will be a concern. But if I should basically make the first class postage as cheap as possible, just to break even and get my money back, a recovery price, to encourage them to upgrade to first class, because first class they get it fast, they get it the next day. So that will negate any complaints that I'll get, lost orders. And on that, even when I used to send it for first class, I always got people that would basically contact me to say they hadn't received their item, and you'd get that standard reply that the item's out for delivery, it'll be delivered when it's delivered, kind of thing, from Raw Mail, that message on click and drop. And so you'd wait a day or two, you'd try and push them back. It got to the point where it was unbearable because the customer would be complaining and demanding a refund, or send it again. And you'd do that. You'd send it again or do a refund, only for the item to be delivered like within 6 or 7 hours of that. I had so many customers that had come back to me and say, "How do I pay you back?" They rarely do. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to basically push any refunds or send it again right to the last day. I'm going to basically hold back, to the point where I can avoid breaking eBay's rules, but give the postman still a chance to deliver. I think that's what they've got to get across to the customer somehow. Anyway, that's for that. I want to talk to you about next video about my DJI Pocket. There's a reseller called Ricky Resells. His videos are great, aren't they? And I was watching one video when he got his new Pocket 3, and because I always ask the video makers what editing software they use and what camera they're using. And he just got this Pocket 3, and I'd seen somebody using a Pocket 2, a guy in Birmingham. All he does, he just walks around the high streets, videoing the high street. He doesn't comment or anything, he just walks. And he got some views, so I thought I'd do the same thing. So I did. I bought one of those braces, and I put my mobile phone on my chest, and I had my GoPro on my hat, because I've got a hat somewhere. I don't know where it is. I've got a hat, and it's got a thing to put the GoPro on it. So I did it. I got up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and I walked down Holborn High Street. Made a video. Got a channel there called a Brummie Walks, but I've only made that one video. The idea was to get up every Sunday early, when the high streets are empty, and just walk down them. So I was going to go down some of what I would call the no-go areas, like Allen Rock. I thought, when's the best time to go down Allen Rock? I suppose when everybody's asleep, Sunday morning. and walk down there. But the thing is, there's nobody about and there's no cars about Sunday morning. But probably that's the best time to see us because there's less noise and there's fewer cars driving about. Anyway, I'm going to talk a bit more about this DJI Pocket 3 because I think it's brilliant. Anyway, thanks. That's enough for today. I'm going on holiday over the weekend. I'll be back at the end of the month. I'll probably make some videos when I come back. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. See if you can get me up to 1,000 subscribers. That's what I need. I'm on about 149 at the moment. And it's hard to get subscribers. I didn't realise views. There's people that view that aren't subscribers, but the algorithm or Google, not Google, YouTube, they present them, don't they? They put them up to other people who are interested in things like eBay and stuff. Anyway, that's enough of me. I'm just rabbiting on one of those days today. Speak to you later. Adios. Bye.